All right. Hey, everyone. We're trying something we sort of thought of a few weeks back. We thought it might be fun to do some audio commentaries for Patreon and our YouTube members. So we're just kind of going to do this in a live sort of environment where we're just kind of both watching this right here in OBS.
Hopefully it all works the way we want it to.
Yeah, so today we chose 2 episodes, and the first one is going to be the Famicom 3D system episode.
The reason this one was on my brain is because somebody made a comment on it today and said, "Oh, these old videos deserve more views."
Well, here's some views for it, at least on for our supporters. But
when was the last time you think you probably watched this?
Ooh, a long time ago. I don't like going back and looking at old videos, but this was one that I was really proud of at the time, and I think is one of the standout videos from that era of the channel. This one was released in December 2015.
That's kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah. All right, so here we go.
Let's do it.
So this was, I want to say this was actually the last video that I shot with my Nikon DSLR.
Which only shot at 24 frames per second.
Yeah, that's right.
In 1080p at least.
In 1080p, yeah. I think you could... These Virtual Boy shots with the through the lens.
You're very, very proud of those.
I was very proud of those. That was
they still look good.
That was using a macro lens, a really nice macro lens that I had for that Nikon camera. That shot right there is from Game Dave with all those extra Virtual Boy carts. Because actually, Wario Land is the only Virtual Boy game I own.
And there's your first PVM right there.
It is. That shot there was shot 2 shots kind of linked together. I said I felt that the Virtual Boy is not that uncomfortable to use if you use it while laying down. Because people always talk about how you like lean into it, but if you lay down like on a couch or something, just like kind of lean into you, I think it's pretty comfortable. And,
yeah, you have that. There's that shot of you really leaning into it earlier, and you kind of feel your neck.
Yeah,
I always thought you were just like. Your skin tone is like so red in that part because it looks like you're you're trying really hard.
Well, I think my color correcting techniques have improved as well since then.
There it is. It's the what's the spinner thing called? You have the spinner thing on the automatic spinner probably.
Yes, it was. I don't know how long I had it at that point. I had it's a Lazy Susan on top of a motorized spinner.
Yeah, one thing I think is fun about this is you really get into just like how like dorky it is to wear that thing. you just go all in with it.
I thought it was kind of fun to show this kind of demonstration of how it works. Obviously, I think I was actually taking still frames of 2 consecutive frames there. I think
it makes sense.
So this game is called, I don't know exactly how you pronounce it, but Attack Animal Gakuen. It's the Space Harrier looking game. And that was the game that actually inspired this whole thing because I had this thing that I haven't done a long time. I was proud of that shot with the game reflecting off the lens. But I picked up this schoolgirl Space Harrier game at Magfest. I don't know, maybe $10, $15 just because the cover looked super weird. And I had no idea what it was. And I had this thing where I liked picking up random Japanese games to just stream completely blind.
Right.
And I haven't done that in a long time. But I just wanted to pick up games based on just how weird they looked and just pop them in and who knows what I'm going to get. And when I got it now.
I think you gave it to
Oh,
me.
did I? That game's actually been going up in price. Like it's not
Really.
it's not as cheap as it was. Same with Cosmic Star Epsilon, which we'll see later in this. But anyway, when I got that, I'm like, oh, this is like a 3D capable game, and that's kind of what spurred me wanting to get more of these games and get the 3D system. I was actually able to get a new in-box 3D system from some seller in Los Angeles, I think it was,
cool.
who had gotten like new old stock, and they weren't. I don't remember how much they were, but they weren't that expensive. So it was brand new in the box. This 3D system, pretty crazy. Anyway, this is Famicom 3D Hot Rally, which is actually a pretty fun.
And you still have this
game? Yeah, I did keep this one. It's a fun game. It's apparently the first game that Satoru Iwata and Shigeru Miyamoto worked on together.
As you can tell by those bushes.
Yeah,
That's something they would think of.
Those angry bushes. I remember sort of streaming this on the Backloggery as kind of a tribute to Iwata the week after he died.
Yeah.
And because we decided we would play games that he was involved in, and
right,
and I really liked it. It's the races are pretty long. Like they take maybe 12 minutes to get to the end. I want to say that certain Famicom discs for it might even have different. There might be some extra courses that you can maybe get from one of those kiosks. I forget. I could be wrong on that, but
right.
Another thing that I was showing in the B-roll earlier in this segment. This is the first game where the artwork in the manual and on the cover showed Luigi's current form. This is the first time that he was shown with his modern artwork style, where he looks
is like taller and slightly thinner, and
yeah, and really it kind of established, I think, the Mario art style that we've got now, like the hand drawn style anyway.
Yeah, I noticed you are doing the bumper to our logo in between every game. It seems like to kind of separate them. Like nowadays, we would find a way to just
flow between them.
Yeah, because usually the bumpers are only used to go between speakers at this point most of the time.
Now, for some reason, I really couldn't tell you why, but the direct capture here is from the Retron 5.
Oh,
and I don't know why I would have done that.
Because you talked about it earlier about how you had to use cheats to get far in the game because it's so hard.
Oh, that's right. It was really hard. It was really hard. I guess I used save states.
Yeah, because you couldn't make it past the second level or something like that.
Yeah, it was.
You say that
brutal.
in the script, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I believe I had the same situation with. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
I haven't used that thing in so long.
Where is it? Is it in the closet now?
I don't think
or it is in your setup upstairs.
It's intended to be in the setup upstairs. Oh yeah, gosh, I forgot. Her clothes change every level. It's kind of weird. But yeah,
so it's not like that fluid transition from level to level like Space
Harrier. No, not like Space Harrier. But it's just such a weird looking game. I just thought it was fun. In a way, very, very difficult. So this
you're really getting in on that PVM though, individual words.
Yeah, I don't think I had it for that long.
Yeah.
So 3D World Runner, this is actually a mistake. This was the one game that I did not get a Japanese copy of, and if you go, I don't know if this is still true, but at the time, the Wikipedia page which is, not the beginning and end of your research by any means.
No, and that's that's definitely something that we've learned.
But the Japanese version of this game is a disk system game.
Oh, okay.
And it
So you are way into that. The ridiculousness of it.
So they added the what do you call it? Anaglyph 3D or whatever, the red and white. I forget what exactly it's called. Is that what it's called? I think if I'm remembering right, that was added for the American release. But the Japanese version on the disk system does not have a 3D mode at all. Or maybe it's just, maybe they also have the red-blue. Mm-hmm. I forget exactly. But it does not support the 3D system regardless.
I see.
But I think it doesn't have a 3D mode at all, unfortunately. It's
just called 3D World Runner because of the perspective.
Oh yeah. But kind of a weird, not great game. But hey, Sakaguchi Uematsu.
Yeah.
Nasser, the guy that programmed Final Fantasy. So yeah, that is an interesting thing. So then we've got another Sakaguchi game coming up here. It looks like.
You get to throw in some The Wizard.
Oh,
you put the vignette and the film grain over it. So that was just like an attempt to hopefully avoid getting a copyright strike.
Right.
When in reality, it wouldn't even make a difference.
It probably, yeah. I mean, we probably didn't have to be as careful as we were. I kind of like this game. I mean, it's not...
Rad Racer? Yeah, it's not bad. It's not a bad game at all.
Yeah, it's not bad. This is the Japanese
pretty good
version.
Sense of speed in it.
Yeah, I mean, I always appreciated how games like this, with this kind of perspective, are able to have hills.
Right.
Whereas if racing games moved over to Mode 7 on the Super Nintendo, and you couldn't do hills. So in some ways, the Mode 7 was not a straight upgrade in some sense.
Right, because I remember that Super Empire Strikes Back on the Super Nintendo, on the Mode 7 levels, they figured out a way to have hills in there.
Oh, okay.
And it was kind of a big deal at the time. They're not very well implemented.
Yeah.
But they do it on the Hoth level.
Mm-hmm.
No. But yeah, I mean, here you see it looks a lot better than like a lot of Mode 7. And the sense of speed is much greater than a Mode 7 game, I think.
So this is the sequel to 3D World Runner, which is a cartridge game. And it is... it just says JJ, I forget what is it, JJ Tobadase Dai Sakusen Part 2.
Yeah.
And it's like
Daisakasen.
It's this like super dark version, like very twisted sort of world. It's a lot faster, and I thought it was a better game. I forget exactly.
Yeah.
I forget exactly why I thought it was a better game, but
the main character kind of looks very Solid Snake.
Yeah, he does. But it's still very difficult. Still not a great game. But this one is indeed supported by the 3D system. This one has a true 3D mode.
I just figured they had to go for it, I guess.
Yeah. So, the only mistake in this episode was that one incident where...
So he gets down and smokes? You think he is like ducking down and smoking?
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I do have a soft spot for these sorts of 3D perspective 8-bit games, just because I didn't really play games like that back in the day. So it always impresses me when I see the NES do stuff like that. Okay, I forgot about this game. This is Falsian by Konami, and it's another disk system game. Actually, I ended up, when I got my disk system, it was at a local store that someone traded in this like perfect disk system with a replaced belt. Like it had a replaced belt, but it looked like dust had never touched it. I mean, it was it was amazing. But anyway, they also
you get a little After Effects action right there.
Yeah. I was able to do that because of the black background was easy to sort of
separate it out.
Yeah.
But I used to always have a. Oh, go ahead about the
well, I was going to say that I got this along with another one of the games on the 3D system when I picked up my disc system at that local shop. Just because I was like, oh, I think that's one of the 3D games, just so I could show them.
And here's this one.
This game.
This is not the. Is this the last one? Is this the one with the music?
I don't think this is the last one, but yeah, this is the one with the music. This one might have should have been on the best first level themes video.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I if I've come back to this, I will occasionally look up the song, like the real song.
It's a good song.
It is.
And
I love that you used a little bit from it.
Yeah.
You put the reverb on it, and it sounds really good. Put the reverb on it.
Yeah, it's
how hard she's singing right there.
It's this is a song that it makes you feel like you could do anything.
Yeah.
It's just it's really catchy, and I love the left and right perspective. It just moves this 3D. It's an impressive game. Yeah, it's very impressive. I believe I learned last year. I believe this was actually pretty close to getting a American release, but it didn't happen. The only real problem with this game is that it's really hard. It's pretty long. It's got a lot of levels, and it's very unforgiving. I don't think it has any continues, if I remember right. So this was another instance where I had to play it with save states.
Yeah.
And that kind of disappointed me. But it's a beautiful, very cool looking game. I don't think any of the music comes anywhere close to that first level theme. Right. But it's such an interesting...
Almost makes you wonder why they just don't use that song for every level.
Yeah, it's a very interesting and just cool looking game, but it is very hard to play without save states. The Battle Moon aria, and then check it out. You're going toward this huge reactor thing in the last level,
and it looks like you fly inside of it.
You do. This game is actually getting a little expensive.
Yeah, did you hang on to that one or not?
I did not hang on to it. I kind of wish I did now.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I want to say it's at least $40 now. Okay, one more game. This was another one that I got at. I was lucky to get it at that store when I picked up my Famicom 3D system, because
this one does have a little bit of. You do a little After Effects action here in a second again.
Oh yeah, that's right.
How did you do this? Did you just build out a screenshot with the
let me see.
match it up?
Let me see what happens. Oh, it didn't happen.
Well, it will in a minute. But I'm wondering if you split them all out. You'd have to. Oh, is this this might be a.
Oh, a black background trick? No.
Maybe I don't feel like it is.
But I was lucky to pick this up when I did, because it's a hard game to search for, because
this is gonna be it right here.
Oh yeah, man.
I mean, it looks like you must have had to just build that if you found some sprite sheets or something.
Maybe, but I don't know if a sprite sheet would exist for this game. Gosh, I don't remember how I did that. But that was not a particularly good game. It didn't seem like. But I don't know if any fighting games were particularly impressive until Street Fighter 2 anyway, right?
Well, I mean, kind of.
Not that I'm a fighting game, aficionado by any means.
But I'm surprised you do that. I used to always have a rule for myself saying I got to have one After Effects shot per episode. Yeah. And it's that is a long dead rule. I don't do any of that kind of stuff anymore. I'd rather just do stuff in-camera stuff.
Oh yeah, just do some camera tricks. Yeah, and I for the most part, there's that box. For the most part, I rarely use.
The spinner shots now.
Well, yeah, because I got the slider now, but I rarely use After Effects at all anymore, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I just like to do as many effects in Premiere as I can. I mean, I know After Effects has more powerful tools, but I think...
I mean, if you're trying to move quickly, then
yeah,
it's like
I mean, you know, I don't
really...
want to spend forever on stuff, and I'm more familiar with Premiere at this point anyway. So we've got one more episode here that we're going to show. And,
this is kind of my choice. I thought it would be fun to do this one.
Yeah, I was unsure at first. I was unsure at first, but I think we'll have some fun talking about it. So here we go. This was released in January 2015. So like just over
our first episode of the year.
Just over 4 years ago. Yeah.
And this was our last like top 5 or top 10 countdown episode ever. And you can tell, you know, I had just moved into my house pretty much at that point.
Oh, okay.
And that room is empty.
So this is the top five first level themes from 8 and 16-bit games, and we each have our own top 5 lists.
Look at how oversaturated I made that background.
Yeah,
like I really oversaturated it.
Well, mine looks that way too.
That's back when, you know, we got to have our games behind us.
Yeah, what else?
We green screened it.
Yeah, we green screened ourselves standing at places in our house.
Yes.
I don't.
You know, but it seemed like a good idea, just like easy. It streamlined our setup.
I believe that was shot with my work camera, which was this sort of, it was, you know, more of a news style camera, and it's got a very sort of sterile sort of look to it. The Nikon was a little over contrasty, but I really don't like the look of that old camera.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it is definitely a fun subject. Oh, see, there's my After Effects shot. You know, I generated that number.
Yep.
And I'm at the time I didn't feel like I was cheating, but I feel like picking a Sega CD game is definitely kind of a cheap thing to do. Even though this music is very, very good. You know, this is an Aleste game, Aleste, however you want to pronounce it. You know, it's the kind of like a pseudo sequel to Musha. It's a compile game. And pretty good. The first level is very, very good. The first level, it's something that always kind of stuck with me. This game's kind of pricey nowadays too.
Oh yeah, I don't remember what it sounded like.
If I was to make this list now, I would not include this. There's one in my mind. There's one glaring omission that I missed in this episode that kind of haunts me, I guess. See, I'm surprised I picked the ActRaiser also. I mean, it's the first level of ActRaiser is super good. It's super good. But for me, I think that the music that I felt that I was really missing, that I missed now, is the first level of Quartet.
Well, you mentioned, I listened to a little bit of the episode when I was setting this up, and you mentioned you had to leave Quartet off, and you were disappointed you did.
Yeah, that's dumb. I should never have left it off. I should have left off even like ActRaiser. Like, this is a great song too. I feel like Quartet could basically be my number 2 on this list.
You know, I didn't have any Master System games at the time, and obviously this was a tune that I knew, but this might be kind of cheating, but I feel like I might put Dragon's Trap on.
No, well, I don't know if that's cheating.
It's cheating because it's the last level of the previous game.
Yeah, that's.
But it's such a good way to start off a game, though.
Yeah.
You know.
This is definitely one that I would still be on here. I love the final takeoff from Afterburner, but there's 2 different versions of this song. There's one without melody and one with melody, and I kind of feel like the one with melody, which is not in this version or the arcade version, is better. I can't really describe the difference of them, but the with melody is the version that's in the Master System port, and I would probably pick that over top of like the basic theme.
Now, Demon's Crest, this is a weird choice, I feel. I can't even think of this music.
Really, the music is very good on this.
Okay, I mean, I can hear it in my headphones now. It's good, but I still wouldn't have picked it. Oh, is it Shimamura?
Yeah.
Shimamura?
Jeez, someone is like jackhammering outside.
Yeah, well,
of course,
that's
gotta do it right now.
I don't hear that. I just hear Sandy fussing, unfortunately.
Okay.
I don't know why Sandy's being fussy. Sorry if anyone can hear it.
Probably one of the coolest things I like about this game is that this opening theme picks up there's another version of it, like a reprise of it during the credits of the true ending.
Mm-hmm. I haven't played this. I mean, I've only played through it one time. This is a game that I really need to replay.
Yeah. It might be a fun stream for you to do sometime.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it might be longer than a M-League stream. But...
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, wouldn't have to beat it. I mean, you can make some good progress.
Yeah, I mean, it's got passwords. All right, what was your number one? Midnight Resistance.
This would probably still be there.
Okay.
I would say, yeah. The version in this version in the master or in the Genesis game is much better than the arcade version's music.
Oh, okay.
And this one was done by what's his face? The guy that did like Final Fantasy Tactics and stuff.
Sakamoto.
Yeah.
Hitoshi Sakamoto.
Yeah.
Now, if we had been allowed to pick things that weren't
like that is such a bad edit right there. Cut the battle, unless that was like just a glitch in the stream, but I like cut in between two things on the same scene, which is a bad thing to do. Look at that weird stuff happening in the overscan.
Yeah, that's crazy. If we had been allowed to pick things that weren't 8 or 16-bit, is there anything in particular you think you might have chosen? Like Beautiful Joe is the big one that comes to mind for me.
Yeah, Beautiful Joe would definitely be on there.
I mean, that would be a contender for number one.
Yeah, it's definitely up there for sure. We'd have to expand it to there's Quartet and Bionic Commando. Bionic Commando is another good choice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what you're saying here is you're saying that NES fans may have been kind of let down by your list. And I feel like at that time, you were kind of just becoming interested in NES again. Like you didn't have a lot of interest.
Right. That's very true. That's very true. It's a good pick.
Yeah, Star Fox, it's actually, I mean, it's an interesting pick for me because I did not play the original Star Fox back in its day.
But you look at this edit.
64 first.
If you're looking at this edit, it's such a bad thing to cut between the same level like that.
But it's hard because we're talking about the first level. I mean, what choice?
I know, but I think if we were to do it now, we'd have some sort of like cutaway in between those shots, or just maybe even a PVM close up, or something like that. I think because that's it. It looks choppy and.
I agree. Yeah. That after the boss, that was not great.
Yeah.
But it is such a good tune. All right, Mario 2.
This is a surprising. I mean, this is nothing for me.
You're kidding, really?
I'm totally serious.
Really?
It does absolutely nothing for me.
That I am surprised. I think this is probably. Well, I just said it right there. I think it has the best first level theme of any 8 or 16-bit Mario game. As much as I love Mario 3, I feel like its music is relatively weak in the grand scheme of Mario. I love this too. The music in Mario 2 kind of goes a lot of places. Like they're very long tunes that Sandy, you need to hush. I don't know what's gotten into her. She's just being very fussy.
And it's because you have something else to do. This is a good choice. I mean, Castlevania 4.
Yeah,
it's a good. I mean, it's good because it has such a good build up to it.
Yes. It's such an interesting. Like I feel like going into this list, I did not think that I don't know if I thought this would be the Castlevania I would pick. And then when I thought about it, I'm like, oh man, this is such a good tune.
It is. I think that it's definitely not my favorite in the game. I think the second level has really good music in this.
Yeah, it does. I don't know. This is a really good tune. I mean, I like the Castlevania 4 soundtrack in general because it was such an early Super Nintendo game. Yeah. And it was very ambitious. And it did things with the music that really couldn't have been done on the NES. In terms of building atmosphere. Oh, yeah. I mean, Contra, how could you not?
Yeah, I mean, do you think that all these would be what you would pick now? I mean, is there like, because it's completely Nintendo oriented. I wonder if there's anything that's non Nintendo now that you'd pick.
Well, like I say, Dragon's Trap is a possibility. Yeah. That's a good question. I mean, Streets of Rage 2, maybe.
Yeah.
That would definitely be a contender. I mean, I had not owned my Genesis for that many years at this point. And number one, Blaster Master. I mean, I don't know. That choice might still stand. It's hard to say.
Yeah, I think that this is a good, correct pick. And just, the music in this game in general, especially the first 3 levels, is so good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, the whole soundtrack is fantastic. And you know what else is fantastic is the soundtrack for Blaster Master Blasting Again on PlayStation, which is a very underrated game. I think it's actually an excellent 3D action game for PlayStation. And the music, like the first area uses a remix of this music, but everything else, if I remember, is original music, but still has like that very strong melodic sort of vibe.
Right.
So, yeah, this is. I mean, Sunsoft on the NES. I mean, Sunsoft kind of lived and died on the NES for the most part. I think like that was their heyday. They made some fantastic games, and they were known for having great music with those games. And wow, look at that tiny amiibo collection.
Well, I'm actually surprised that they were out then. I don't even think about that.
I mean, when did Smash Brothers probably came out? I bet it came out like it was like November.
It came out the day that I moved into my house. The way I closed at my house. So that would have been like end of 2014. Oh, look at there's an After Effects shot right there.
Oh yeah.
Just had to do one at the very end. Yep. There's our old credits.
Yep. And that was it.
That was
it. All right, well, that was fun. Let us know if you like this format, because this is something that we could, easily make for you guys anytime. And if there are particular episodes you would like for us to do this with, please let us know.
Yeah. It is fun. It's fun. And, I was saying earlier that maybe we can take these eventually one day, and if we ever do a Blu-ray, we could put them on the Blu-ray.
Yeah, exactly. So until next time, I'm going to see what Sandy is so upset about, and thanks for your support.
Take care.